Welcome to the Batman Episode 9 Review! I actually really like this episode, and I'm gonna get into why I liked it. So, the villain of today's episode is the ventriloquist. And I'm not overly familiar with the ventriloquist. I mean, I know who it is, but I don't really know a lot about them. But, I really liked the voice acting performance in this episode for Arnold Wesker and Scarface. Arnold Wesker obviously being the human, and Scarface being the ventriloquist doll dummy. The designs are okay. Just okay, decent. What I like most about this episode and why I liked it so much is how the ventriloquist makes Bruce question himself. So what do I mean by making Bruce question himself? Well, in this episode, Alfred is trying to convince Bruce to use an online dating site, which aside from being hilarious, leads to Bruce questioning if he should have normal relationships, with him being Batman and all. And he comes to this questioning due to the ventriloquist, stating that Scarface, the dummy, is another personality of Wesker, because Wesker suffers from split personality disorder. And the dominant one is Scarface, the dummy. And Bruce, goes on to further elaborate by stating that Batman is Bruce's own dominant personality. So he questions whether he should really bring somebody else into that world, And I like when villains do this to the protagonist. And it works really well, actually. And it makes the conflict between the ventriloquist and Batman more interesting, because it's yeah, I get the whole ventriloquism thing, you got a split personality, well, so do I. And I do like how, in this episode, the ventriloquist isn't so much a villain that Batman is trying to defeat, but more along the lines of trying to, in a way, help. Because he brings up several times, technically, that Wesker needs help, and I kind of like that. I kind of like when even Batman's like, no, I can help you. I can help you seek the help you need, stuff like that. Also, I am glad they didn't make Wesker some sort of physical threat to Batman, because that would make no sense. It's more of a intellectual threat, really, if I think about it, because Wesker builds this giant version of Scarface, which enables him to be a physical threat, technically, but he used his intelligence and prep time to prepare, which is, Batman's greatest weakness, somebody being just as good at prep time as he is. The final showdown, the final fight between the two is pretty decent, and I like how Batman wins in the end. So, yeah, this episode was really good, and Alfred is just, once again, perfect. I love this version of Alfred. And I kind of like this version of ventriloquist, obviously. And I really like this episode, as I've already stated, so I recommend this one. And yeah, that's my review. Thanks for watching this. When you do, subscribe if you want. Don't forget to give yourselves a big thumbs up. Goodbye, everybody.